This question is confusing every mathematics student. Let's dive into it and see how to go about it. The question says, convert 7 divided by 8 in base 10 to base 2. What you see right here is very simple. So let's convert 7 divided by 8 into a fractional decimal number. So that is going to give us 0.875. And that being said, the value right here, which is the first value, you write it out somewhere around here at your point. Then you continue, multiply this by 2, since we are converting to base 2. And multiplying that would give us 1.75. And what you want to do now is you want to go write this one again, and you have it right here. But this time around that you have written the 1, so cancel out this one, and then you are left with 0.75. Since we still need to convert to base 2, multiply 0.75 by 2. 0.75 by 2. And that gives 1.5. And again, you want to write this over here, and all you have right there is 1. And you cancel this 1 again. So you have 0.5 left. And let's continue converting to base 2. You multiply this by 2. And what you have right here is 1.0. And at this point, you go with this 1 again, you rewrite it, and let's rewrite that 1. And then we have to cancel this as well. So we are left with 0.0, and that is the end of the calculation. So now let's see which of these options is best for the solution. 0.111 in base 2. 0.111 in base 2. And you would agree with me that option D is very correct. See this beautiful question. It says, convert 72 base 6 to a number in base 3. Let's get it started. From base 6 to base 3. Base 6 to base 3. But what I want you to understand is, for you to join in from this base 6 to base 3, you must get to somewhere in the middle, and that is base 10. So you need to convert this base 6, 72 base 6, to a base 10 number. So to do that, we have to write 7 and 2, so multiply by the base 6, 6, add power from 0 to 1, close the bracket to avoid confusion, and this would give us 6 power 1 is 6, because any number raised to power 1 remains that number. So we have this to be 7 times 6, plus 6 power 0 is 1, cos 2 times 1. And at this part, we have 7 multiplied by 6, and that's 42, right? Likewise, 2 times 1 is 2, and the total of this is 44. Or simply say 44 base 10, because we have just converted this 72 into base 10. So what we have just done is converting this base 6 to base 10. And at this point, we now need to convert to base 3. So let's go convert to base 3. From here, we have to divide through by 3. So we have 44 and we have 3. So let's check how much of 3 will I derive from 44. How much of 3 will I derive from 44? And that is going to give me 14 times, which will remain 2. We continue to divide with 3 since that's the base we need. So how much of 3 will I see in 14? How much of 3 will I see in 14? And that is 4, which will remain 2. We continue the process. How much of 3 will I see in 4? And that's just once, which remains 1. And the last part is, how much of 3 will I derive from 1? It's impossible, of course. So that's 0, remaining that same 1. Go upward and take the numbering from the bottom. 1, 1, 2, 2. And since we are dealing with base 3, that is the final result. Let's check the right option. 1, 1, 2, 2, base 3. 1, 1, 2, 2, base 3. And we can see it over here. Option D.
Don't forget to like, share, and follow.
Correct.
See you in the next class.